What do you mean to plug it into? Cell phone.
Yeah, you can plug it into your cell phone. You can plug it into the computer. It was like $12 on Amazon. All right, now you could feel like you're a 13-year-old kid.
Well, yeah,
you know,
it's true.
Doing this. Mexican Spec. What's happening, guy?
Hey guys.
We're here finally. We're late.
We're late.
Yes.
9 minutes late.
Yes. We had technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should ask, well, Mexican Specs here, ask about the audio right away.
Oh, how's the audio, Mexican Spec? Oh, Fubar's here. And Bill McKayska. Hot
You
rods
can see
and
our-
tiny hogs. I like that. Tiny little hogs. Little ones. Yeah. J. Russell Finch, what's happening, brother? Cart 70. Dodge Meister. That's kind of like that name. Ruggy Shorey. Josh H. Why can't I talk? I think I'm Chongo. I think I may have had a stroke. I'm having that hard time getting words out. You know, it happens.
Minnow. Hello from Minnow Snowden. T-shirt weather today. Yeah,
let's see. So, what's new exciting, man?
What's new?
Yeah.
What's new? Mate, I got a car in today that you like.
Whoa, what is it?
66 Barracuda.
Nice.
273, 4-speed.
Factory?
Factory.
Oh, nice.
Pretty car.
What's wrong with it?
It's horrifying to drive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
The suspension's just wasted, or is it?
No, it's factory.
Oh, actually, that's how they came
from the
to.
factory. Yes.
No, you'll love this. They've added a Borgeson power steering box to it.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
It's been modified to look, yeah.
Actually, I mean, this is bolted and stuff, but it's not the box. It's the fact that it's not really bolted in.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
suggestion.
loose.
It's majorly loose.
Yeah. But you know, there's the bolts, the 3 bolts that hold the steering box in are interference fit. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's special steering box bolts. And if you use just a regular steering box bolt or a regular bolt, 7/16 course,
Yeah.
they loosen up.
Huh.
You have to use the specific. See, there's Mopar trivia for you. You have to use specific Mopar steering box bolts.
That's like same thing on those, like your Crown Vic front ends, like one of
Oh yeah.
They have the same kind of bolts. So you take them out and try to put it back on, they just fall off.
Huh.
They're one-time use.
Well, I see the Mopar ones you can reuse.
Oh, okay. But you just have to use those.
Yeah, just have to use those.
Well, I'm going to guess that they didn't. They probably used the bolt supplied by
The
Borgeson.
hardware store.
Yeah.
Zero's in the house too.
Zero.
So we got everybody. Ari isn't here yet. Yeah, Ari's always here in spirit.
J. Russell Finch, Kiwi, you got any content coming for March? Yes, I do. I've got a bunch of it on camera. I've just got to put it together and basically publish it. Haven't fixed the speedo yet, actually. I've just been putting around town on it, and it's really kind of slipped my mind. It's not making that much racket at 30, 40 mile an hour. It's not really making much noise at all. So, but yeah, I will have to get onto that. Yeah.
Let's see, Glenn Nicholson, Kiwi 66 Cuda glass back should be the rear glass for the windshield and the windshield hood. Yeah.
It's massive back glass on them.
A little excessive. That was at the time. That was the biggest piece of glass ever produced.
Really?
For automotive, yeah.
Huh. Wow.
Well, if you see the way it's shaped, right? But if you were to flatten it out, because it comes down on the sides.
Yeah.
It's like the size of the whole
Square
roof of
footage
the car.
is
Yeah.
quite high. Yeah. Kiwi International is great fun. Yeah, I mean, I've only driven this one. That one I just put a video out at like 5 o'clock today on International, and so I haven't really driven it any more than around the car park. So I'm guessing they're better to drive than the Bronco, the early Bronco.
Josh Holman is here, and it is good to have you here, brother. Zero is glad we survived the eclipse, but did we, or did timelines converge? Because there's a good possibility that
we're dead, and this is an alternate timeline.
Not so much dead, but on a separate trajectory. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, we're here, but we're not here.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a separate trajectory. Yeah, it's
Okay,
weird,
yeah,
but
Yeah, you had the stroke. Okay.
we'll have that conversation if you want, but not right now. Let's see. Card 70, Dr. Art, do you stream every Monday?
I try to. Did for a long time, and I've done the last couple, and I will be again this Monday. Correct. Yes.
So let's all be there Monday night. What time?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. We'll all meet over at Dr. Art's and we'll troll him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was actually last Monday night was pretty active with questions and
Was
stuff. It was a good one.
You know, Kiwi doesn't love his audience enough to do lives. Did you know that? He hasn't done a single live.
Honestly, it's that I think they probably, I kind of felt like they wouldn't be interested, but maybe they would. So.
No, they don't care. They don't care.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't love them and they don't care what you do.
That's tragic, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to cry. All right.
Mexican speak. Yes, the turn signals for the old Plymouth are very expensive. The cheapest one I've been able to find is like $229. So I haven't got one yet. When I get to that point, I might even see if there's alternatives of something else there. Seems a lot for a switch.
Chris Freeman also points out that you don't love your viewers enough to sell merch.
Either. That's right. That's right.
Let's see.
I sell merch, just no one buys it. So, you know.
Rick S., I just painted my old Mopar radiator, but the paint is too gray looking. It was high temp paint. Can I spray acrylic black gloss over it? Will it adhere? Can I spray a second time lightly on the fins? The perfect paint for that is Rust-Oleum semi-gloss black, right? Have you ever used that?
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rust-Oleum semi-gloss black on the radiator. Just paint it over what you've got on there now. You know, make sure it's clean, obviously, but it'll look exactly like the factory deal, and it'll last.
Mexican speak. You saw one of those switches for $649. Good lord.
Gee.
Oh, the turn
I want the whole column. Actually, I would put an alternative column in it.
No, just get one of those signal stacks.
Oh, ones that clamp on around.
Yeah. Tractor signals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so old school. It fits, you know.
It's true. It's true. But yeah, I wouldn't drop $650 on just the column switch. I'd put a took column on it.
Or just not have turn signals.
Or not have hand signals.
Yeah.
Whack.
Yeah.
Whack.
Let's see, Chris Freemasser, Uncle Dad did a video on blacking out the area behind the Uncle Dad is Jamie, Dead Dodge Garage. Yeah, Jamie and I we're in different directions when it comes to this, because he believes that it's best to paint. Okay, so Mopar unibodies were painted before everything was put on them. Okay, so obviously you paint the outside of the car, they've got to paint all of it. So what they did on the assembly line was they blacked out certain areas. Like for instance, in the wheel wells, they used an undercoating. Whether you ordered undercoating or not, they spread undercoating in the wheel openings so that you wouldn't see body color around the wheel. And they did the same thing at the grill, behind the grill on the core support. Somebody, and there's no exaggeration, because if you're familiar with like original assembly line Mopars, somebody stood at the end of the assembly line before they put the grills on with a can of flat black spray paint and went like this on the core support. And literally 100%, that is exactly how it was done. A spray bomb, right? Probably a drunk guy, right? At the end of it, this is right? So Jamie likes to duplicate that. And I, on the other hand, whenever I do a Mopar, I delete all of that stuff because I want to see the body color behind the grill and behind the wheels. To me, it makes it pop, even though it's not correct. So that's where that came from.
Todd Dinio, Kiwi, just rebuild the original switch. It can be done with patience or by thinking outside the box. Well, that's a good theory, and that's exactly what I kind of was thinking I was going to do. And I jumped in the car a little bit ago, thinking I'll pull the steering wheel and we'll have a look at this thing. Well, peeking in behind the steering wheel, the whole switch is gone.
Yeah, well, that's a problem. It's
like,
hard to
like
rebuild them.
So yeah, there's not actually anything to rebuild at all. The wiring's gone, the switch is gone, the little mechanism that self-cancels.
You may have to go back to before the eclipse to find the timeline in which that switch existed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or find the timeline when they're the same as a Chevy one or something.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly.
Mm.
That's like a Mandela effect now.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1-800. What are your thoughts on creating a double lobe camshaft or even a triple lobe cam? Could it be done?
Why?
To open and close the valves, how many times? Or I don't understand. I don't really understand the.
No. Yeah, no,
You
not
can do a double lobe and just slow the cam down. Half speed.
Oh.
No, that's not making a whole lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
to my-
elaborate
just-
on that.
Yeah.
Give us
A
some.
little bit more to chew on that one.
I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying we don't get it.
Publications by Kevin, Tony, and Chris Kiwi are sitting really close.
KT, how you doing, brother?
We are. No, actually, if you look at
That's the
if
world,
you look at
world
the camera,
famous,
we were like kind of overlapping. It was almost as if we were actually touching.
the world famous Kevin T.
See, there it goes
It's-
again,
it's-
right?
Yeah.
No, I assure you guys, there's a good. Oh, come on. There's a good foot between he and I, but
Foot
it
air gap.
appears that
We're not sure whose fault,
Yeah.
right? It's somebody's fault.
that's Dr. Ark. He's playing footsie with people down there. Let's see. He means a split cam. Of course.
Yeah, yes. Split lip, split duration, yeah.
Brent Hill, we're looking at an Audi 1.8 double overhead cam engine. Okay, here, you guys do that, and I will look up an Audi 1.8 double overhead. Audi. What did we do before these phones? A-D-I.
Call the guy. Yeah.
1.8.
Todd and I, Denio, sorry, Kiwi, find that I use one to rebuild. Yeah, they're not as easy to find as you think. I think that's why the one's missing out of mine, because someone snatched it, because they're really hard to find. Like I say, I did spot one on eBay and it was like $229, and I'm like, oh, I could probably do better than that. But as yet, no. But yeah, retrofitting something else into it is a definite possibility.
Because even if you found one, it's all going to be just dry rotted and
Yeah.
just
Yeah, this was a new old. This was a new old stock one, which I guess is why the guy wanted $230 for it.
I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. It has 3 lobes.
Huh?
what? Oh, is it
for a 3-valve?
is it for like
Yeah.
a 5-valve engine?
I don't know. Is that what you're talking about? I mean, that's interesting, but I don't know much more about it than that.
Chris Freeman is wait. Are you guys playing footsie? Absolutely not. We deny all allegations of that kind of carrying.
He always denies it.
It's easy when they can't see below the tabletop.
Mhm.
So you know, like, who knows?
What happened to the cool metal table? It's underneath the styrofoam. If the sound is any better, it's because Dr. Art employed all this technology and brought this piece of styrofoam. And now, is the sound better?
Yeah, that would be interesting to know.
Okay. All right, Brent Hill, just to show a double lobe on the cam. Well, it was three lobes
Yeah.
on it. Yeah. And Chris is saying, no, the sound isn't really better.
Yeah.
All right. Olive is here. What's happening, Olive?
Yeah, China says
No,
sounds
slow
good.
rowdy.
I don't know.
Okay.
See, everybody has a different.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Stevie
It's
B,
weird.
not really.
And this is spaceship technology, so.
Where's the microphone? That's a good question, Mexican Speak. I think it's in the same like location as my merch.
So are you implying that I don't love our audience enough to buy them a microphone?
I'm not really implying it. I'm just
flat out saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris from Messer, VW made some 5-valve per cylinder engines. It wasn't just VW, lots of people at Yamaha did. What engine was aside from the motorcycle motor, the motorcycle engine, they did a car engine that was 5-valve, but off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Was it the Ford SHO motor? Did that have a 5-valve?
Oh yeah, right. The show motor. A lot of valves. That's crazy, right?
Toyota had a 5-valve 4-banger as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's a little screamer.
Let's see. Oliver's saying the room still sounds echoey. You might just need more stuff in there. I'll get more stuff. I've just been busy with other things. Let's see. Mexican Spec is saying, Tony, you have the mic. You just need to bring it. I have it. It's at the house. I don't know how to.
Kathy's not.
Kathy's, yeah. I literally, I'm so disgusted with modern technology. I literally went and bought this the other day that you can plug this into the phone or into your phone or into the laptop or anything and actually talk like it's like the old days. See, this is where I'm going backwards. I'm on my way backwards. And this thing with the Jeep is pushing me further and further in that direction. It's like points, please. Points. That's probably what's going to end up after we've met our goal and all of that. I think the next step is going to be to put points on the carburetor and see if we can go faster with the points in the car. That could be an interesting.
It could be.
Could that be done?
Yes.
Which is that? Well, that's one of the reasons why it latched onto the XJ.
Right.
The way it did, because the engine is actually the 1965 AMC Type Foon 6. So you can take a 1865 distributor, pop it right in
so
there.
there's a hole in the block for a distributor and all that?
Oh yeah. I could.
Yeah, the cam sync is in the distributor base.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
could convert an XJ to
wheel, whatever they call
I could convert an XJ to carburetor and points in 10 minutes.
So what are you waiting for?
Well, I'm going to work with this technology, and
Is that computer still giving you nightmares?
Talk to the computer guy.
We do, and we have presently working on plan B and C.
B and C.
Yeah.
B and C together. Yeah. It's
Right.
my desk in the office at the house is a plethora of wires and stripped insulation and all kinds of crazy stuff right now.
So here's what we'll do, right? Let's do this. Let's create the points index. All right. It takes, let's say it takes approximately 10 minutes to change a set of points.
Okay.
Okay. So if there's a problem with the points, the most it could take you is 10 minutes to replace it with a fresh set of points. Would you say it's about fair? I mean, for an accessible distributor,
you can get to that one pretty easily. Yeah,
Right.
it's look straight down at it, so no issues there.
So let's say that every 10 minutes of working time would be a 10 on the points index.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Or no, wait, I'm sorry, every hour. Every hour spent on the computer, working on the computer, would be 6 points. In other words, I could have changed points 6 times.
Oh, I see.
In the time that it took to do 1 hour's worth of computer work.
Computer work.
Right. So let's start an index now. You keep track of how many hours.
Well, all right.
And I'll keep track of how many sets of points I could have thrown in it.
And to be fair, I could have backup computers, and it takes about a minute and a half to swap computers on that sheet.
Yes, but you still have to troubleshoot.
And then
If it doesn't work, it just puts 3 plugs and 2 screws, and
then the computer lasts about 3 minutes before you have to shut it off again and restart it. So
that's
auto. Oh, over to you.
I have nothing.
We'll figure it out. It'll be just fine.
800 is going back to the double lobe cam thing. Okay, my idea is making the piston cycle faster so that a double lobe camshaft can cycle 2 times a regular cam. The lobe won't be as aggressive, but the stroke itself would have to be changed. Just conspiracy. Oh God.
You build yourself a 2-stroke then.
Yeah, 1-800. I don't think your idea would. I don't think it's feasible.
Hey, build one. Make us a doubter.
Andrew Walter, cheers from Argentina. Torinos and Ford Falcons are still everywhere in Argentina. Well, that's cool.
Cool. Let's go down to Argentina and get a couple.
Yeah.
Glenn Nicholson, tell me, do Gary Cooper's line from Pride of the Yankees? I'm gonna look. I've never seen the movie. I have no idea. And Gary Cooper, I don't know really any Gary Cooper stuff except like Young Frankenstein, the song. He's doing what's it called? Putting on the Ritz. It is.
Oh,
yeah. Cooper Duper. that's as much Gary Cooper as I know. Or not what I know of Gary Cooper.
Paper egg crates will absorb unwanted sound on the walls. You don't want to put shit on the walls, though, do you? You want to keep it all pretty looking.
Well, no, I want to put stuff on the walls, but this is going to be the podcast studio.
Right.
So this is just one section of it. But I
Right.
want to have other, like I want the rest of it set up so that regardless of what situation it is,
Mhm.
we can turn the camera in any direction
Right.
and have
A rug would probably do one.
Yeah, a rug is-
a
yeah,
big,
a rug is
piece, a
coming.
big old rug.
Yeah, just a big area rug, just some nice fuzzy shag, and you'd be good to go.
fun with cars. Welcome. Let's see. Seth Das is saying foreign language things.
Yeah, it's okay.
Very nice, very nice.
Bonita,
Nick
even
Bruni
now,
has a
isn't it?
picture of a baseball. We're doing good. This is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
This is great.
It's like $1 million trooper trying hard to look like Gary Cooper.
Yeah, that's the line. That's the line.
How is everyone's ride for the power tour coming along? Well, yours is, what are you power touring in?
My Charger.
The Charger.
Yeah.
So that's just good to go?
I
You're just waiting?
pressure washed it like 2 days ago, so
Right.
yeah, it's good to go. Done.
Large Marge is coming along. She could actually go tomorrow, but I've still got things to do like ball joints and bushings and stuff like that. But she's quite drivable, quite pleasant to drive now with a quiet exhaust. So
Yeah.
quite nice.
Dr. Art's the only
And
one that's
Dr.
really
Art's
got
one is like a couple of hours away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
couple. But we got the radiator, we got the master cylinder. You picked up a windshield for
Yeah,
it.
you got a windshield for it. And
We got front tires, we got rear tires. We just have to pull the brakes off and clean them up. And transmission and the motor should be together about midweek next week, all ready to dunk in.
Cool.
So
We just got to get a torque converter, and that's it for the trans.
Yeah, I have pretty much everything else.
Right.
and
but
then
yeah.
all the
I guess I better tag this truck in there.
I
Put
will.
some tags on it.
by June would be
By
nice.
June.
Yeah, it's coming up fast.
Yeah.
But then we're going to need to figure out something on the shifter and the kickdown and stuff like that, because that stuff's just not. I was just at the junkyard. They don't. Those old cars with that kickdown and all the missing stuff. It's hard to come by.
Yeah. I bet.
I have a pile of kickdown stuff in my shed at the house,
Okay.
but it's so random. It's like you're gonna have to actually go through and figure out.
Oh, take 10 and make one, and then bring the
something
9
like that,
back.
Yeah,
Oh, I got to bring the pistons back too. So.
don't worry about that.
Oh, this is no good.
You didn't need.
What, the old ones? Yeah.
Yeah,
This
you know,
one?
yeah. I went. Admittedly, I gave up a little too easy on the old ones.
Right.
But then I figured out, oh, these are later model rods and pistons where it's, you know, the pins pressed into the rod. They just don't, unclip and zip off. Like
Right.
the earlier
Yeah,
ones.
that was a question. Right? Yeah.
So I consulted my professional, and he said, just make them nuclear hot, and the goo will melt, and it did. And shock them with WD-40 and work them out, and a couple hours later, we had rings off.
Oh, so the same old pistons are going back in?
Yeah.
Cool.
In the same order with new
Yeah.
rings and bearings, and yeah.
Right. So you just had to get them really hot.
Yeah, they were hot.
Oh, plenty hot.
Yeah,
Not quite liquid.
no, but
Not quite.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So we saved all 8, which is nice.
Grease Belly Garage. I thought the Slant 6 had a different starter sound, maybe. So, Slant 6 used a straight drive starter for 2 years, 60 and 61, and then the taxi package until 1971. So, yeah, you could have a Slant 6 that had the direct drive starter, same exact starter that they used on the 426 Henny 4-speed cars in 66 to 69. So, yeah, you could have a Slant 6 that started, it had a different starter sound.
Stevie B. Tony, has your X-ray tranny mate started making any noises yet? Can you rebuild it? Just asking.
Well, everything can be rebuilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a common transmission. So
His transmission hasn't started making any noise. It's just going to, one of these days, it's going to make one singular noise. Just one.
But that transmission's pretty solid.
well, my T5, when I had the Mustang, right? I rebuilt the T5 4 times from the time I bought it, and I calculated it out, and it was on the 200th pass every time.
Second gear,
Third year.
not third gear.
Third year. Third year.
So what was the actual gear was breaking?
It would take the teeth off the ring, off the cluster, or one of the either third gear would go itself and take the teeth off the cluster, or vice versa. But either way, you had to take it apart. And
No, okay.
change
And how
the
did your
gear.
synchro cup survive with all that?
Never had to
power
change
shift?
synchros on.
Really?
Never had to touch the synchros.
Wow.
Just change. And I did it 4 times. And the first time I did it, the car was only maybe like a month old, right? And I was like, oh, 3rd gear, right? I did it at ATCO. I remember driving home saying, I can't believe it, fuck the transmission or the camera. But anyway, I got the parts, and I had to pay for the parts. That was the thing, right? It would have been free if I let Ford do it.
Right.
But because I wanted to change it myself, I had to actually buy the parts. So I had to buy the parts 4 times to rebuild that fucking T5 4 times. Every 200th or so pass, 3rd gear would shed its teeth.
So why do you, any theories on why 3rd particularly?
That
was just wouldn't wheel spin in 3rd, so it was just putting all the torque through the teeth?
No, I think it was just, that was its weak.
It was just weak.
Everything has a weak point.
Yeah.
And that was its Achilles heel.
I'm just thinking, like on the cluster, I mean, it's all the same piece of metal. It's just machined. Yeah, so I'm just wondering why the 3rd gear was letting go.
Jim is saying, hey dudes, good to see you, and it's good to see you, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Beagle Bob, was that the wheel class or non-wheel class T5?
It was, okay, now remember, this 1987 I was doing this, right? And I don't recall if it was the world class or the world class came out after that. I don't remember. This is like one brief period of time I spent with those cars. I think the world class was
later.
Yeah, later on. I think I had just had T5 done.
Todd Dinio, Kiwi, is Marge manual or power steering? The switch is different. Huh, I didn't know that. She's manual steer. Wow, I wonder why the turn signal switch is different on a power steer. Must be a different column. Interesting. I have no idea about that.
Joe K, does your shifting methods differ for a long throw shifter versus a short throw shifter? I prefer a medium throw shifter. I don't like a short throw shifter. The short throw shifter puts too much emphasis on your wrist, your hand and your wrist. And a long throw shifter is inaccurate, right? And just sloppy. I like a medium throw shifter. And actually the shifter that's in that Jeep, if you ask me, is perfect length. I love it. But I never liked short throw shifters. I prefer medium length. I work better with them. But it's personal preference. Everybody has a different.
End of time, is there anything you can do to prevent losing 3rd gear?
Oh, who the hell knows? This is a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, you can pay to have anything built that's indestructible.
Yeah, well, since then, right, they've improved and
yeah,
there's all sorts of stuff. We're talking about like the dawn of all of this shit. By 1987, I was doing this, so it's like everything was still brand new. Shift from the car, shift from 2nd to 4th, and I did that when I couldn't afford gears. I had to drive it for a week or 2 like that. Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Mexican spec, thanks man. If you can find one, that'd be awesome.
Let's see.
Ooh, Jeff Hutchins ripped half the teeth off his 2nd gear in his 52 Willie. It cost him $132 when he was making $3.25 an hour.
Yeah,
that's quite a bit.
Let's see. Engine not possible. I have no idea what that's about.
Clean Nickerson. You can read that one out.
So Tony, when you and Kathy go to a family get-together, are you the uncle that they don't talk about because of your bad influence? No, I'm just the black sheep of my family. They across the board, I am the black sheep.
Todd, hey, thanks, man. For you and Mexican speak, I might have it all sorted. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm getting tired of doing hand signals, I must admit. It's hard to reach to that right-hand window. Like, you got to really reach out.
No, you don't do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know.
He's got a mannequin arm that he sticks up.
No, you don't know the American hand signals?
I don't know. They might be different to the New Zealand hand signal.
Well, you're sitting on the wrong side of the car in New Zealand.
Well, yeah.
So right off the bat, it's all wrong. No, if you're going to make a left turn, you stick your hand straight out.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a right turn, you go like this.
That's different.
What are you
And to
doing?
stop, you go down.
Like left
brake
left
lights,
turn is that way, stop is that way,
Right.
and then you do that to go the other way.
Oh, no, yeah, it's
You
just straight
put
up.
your arm out and
To the
yeah.
right and
Oh.
down is, now, you see,
You
we're
do
old
that, everyone's
enough,
going to think you're stopping.
we're old
Not
enough to
that
remember
any old
when-
farts like me will know.
They taught you how that was required, yeah.
you needed to know the hand signals.
part of the
When we got our
test.
licenses, right, that was part of the test. Because there was still cars on the road at that time that didn't have turn signals. It was still a normal thing you come across in traffic, or, you know, car was built in the 40s or whatever, didn't have turn signals, and so you needed to know what the turn signals were, hand signals. And as far as I know, it's still legal. Like if you're driving a car and your turn signals aren't working, you know, and you got a cop behind you, try using the hand signals and
The motorcycle guys do that one. The old Harleys, when they just
That's right,
one,
that's right.
one marker on the bulb on the back, not even a brake light. They
right, yeah, I forgot about that.
What's on the TV? Can you guys move the microphone closer? Sound seems muffled. Well, the microphone's in the laptop.
Yeah.
If we move that, we'll probably disconnect something.
the camera will zaz out. So
Yeah, and the, like
We'll
the
just have to
the
get
ratio is kind of weird. Like it looks, looking at the camera, it looks like the laptop is far away from us, but it's actually
right here.
only like,
right
Yeah.
here,
yeah,
it's right here,
right here.
right here.
Let's see. Horn broke, watch for finger.
Jose Cass, 700R4 on a 383 or a 480 LE. Carburetor or EFI. Well, you're at the. I don't know, I'd go carburetor. I know Tony, you go carburetor.
Yeah, no, Dr. Art would automatically put
Go-
an
go
injection on
computers?
there. That's what he does. He's
Well,
he's all about that stuff.
Oh yeah, and it'd have to have a turbo also. So
Yeah,
Well,
you have to have
yeah.
a turbo.
The transmission? You're the
Sure.
GM.
Well, he's talking about a Chevy 383, a stroker.
Yeah.
But see, 704R or a 480 LE.
I would go with the 700.
oh,
Those are tough transmissions.
4L80, yeah,
Yeah?
4L80 with the
Oh, we have a
controller,
conflict,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Yeah, because that 700 4R is they're no good.
I remember them as being stout transmissions, but this is a long time ago. It's been a long time since I
Yeah, just
was in that.
yeah, just get rid of the old stuff. Go newer.
Zach Wilson, I want to know about your thoughts on that Ford Falcon as an investment, classic.
That's what I meant to text you. I mean, did you see Scotty Kilmer's video?
No?
Go ahead, do that.
Okay, pull it up.
Ford Falcon, yeah, as an investment.
You'd have to find like the Sprint ones, with
Yeah,
the buckets in the console and the.
yeah, but they still don't fetch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find a few, like an
You could-
early
yeah, you could find
Falcon Futura Sprint, something like that. A V8 4-speed one, and they're still nowhere, not going to go anywhere near
Near what
the
a
equivalent
65
Mustang
Mustang, yeah.
fastback. You probably pick up one of those for the price of a Mustang Coupe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as an investment, I mean, it's a smaller investment to start with.
I got a large investment in my.
Well, yeah. Typically, to start with, they're a smaller investment.
Well, yeah,
That's
to
like
start with, it was a tow home shell. It just got
Yeah.
it got out of hand. Yeah,
What year is your one?
64.
64.
Yeah, that
I
was,
saw a not bad 64 Ranchero on Facebook Marketplace today.
really?
Yeah. And 6-cylinder one, so it needed a motor and drag.
No,
Here
immediately.
it is.
Yeah.
Which I happen to have under the bench.
Oh, you got
Yeah, and all the mounts and the rear axle and the front suspension. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay, all right.
so it's like, but then Big Richard's heading my way one of these days, so
Yeah.
I'll have too many trucks and not enough bodies to drive them.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can buy that Falcon and leave it at the house when Big Richard's done.
Oh, there you go.
Is that looking for you?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's the car.
that's the car. Yeah.
Yeah, evidently Scotty Kilmer bought it.
Ah,
So
I didn't even know the guy was going to sell it.
you guys, that Falcon has been sitting at Kiwi's shop for how long now?
Well, not very long. It was only there for about a week.
I was there a couple. Well, I guess I was there 2 or 3 times while it was there. But yeah, Scott, that Falcon was left at Kiwi's shop.
Yeah, it's a nice car.
It was
It's a nice
beautiful.
car.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
really surprised the guy sold it. So who's this guy? Is that somebody you know?
Scotty Kilmer. He's an automotive YouTuber.
Yeah.
He quits YouTube once a week.
Yeah, Yeah, and he gets bad news every place.
Yeah.
He's quite animated, isn't he?
He's a character.
Oh, if he used the handcuffs, he could make videos.
Oh, when will Scotty be on the show? There you go.
That's you have your podcast with Scotty.
Well, he's up in Clarksville now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think Scotty. He would lower himself to do anything here. That's come on, Scotty Kilmer. Rev up your engine.
Well, we were talking about the Falcons. So someone thinks they'll go up double in 10 years. Oh, it could well be. I mean, the thing is, people want what they can't have. So the less of them there are around, the more valuable they become. And they are deteriorating. Like there's a lot of Falcons out there, but a lot of them are just returning to Mother Earth.
Right. And I've had plenty of Falcons, but I can say this because I've owned a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
They're just ugly when you put them next to a Mustang.
Oh, I don't believe. No, I like Falcons.
Yes. You can take the same year. Even the 67, 68 Mustangs, which I'm not a big fan of, compared to that 67, 68 Falcon. That's just me.
Yeah. So I a few years back, I restored a 64 Mercury Comet.
Oh yeah.
The
same
factory force feed.
Yeah, the different.
Slightly different recorders and stuff like that. Was that?
I remember. We saw a feature on that.
I think we did. Yeah. That was a cool car.
I like those. Yeah.
That was a cool car.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like almost a K-code engine. Almost, but
okay.
yeah, Ford wouldn't let Mercury have all the good K-code bits, but it had most of them.
But it had a 4-barrel and a nice cam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It went well. It was a Mercury Comet Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
Neat old car. A bit of a mother to get parts for.
The trim will cost a mortgage. Yeah.
And I love the way Mercury bolts everything. Like regular Fords are all bolted together with coarse thread bolts, and everything on a Mercury is fine thread.
Yes.
And it's like, when you start mixing those up, it becomes a pain there.
Jesus, this is a tech session, right? So go ahead, talk tech stuff.
Ask a question.
Yeah. Or make a statement.
We're going to go off in a little car land.
Right.
If we're not entertained by the troops in the chat.
This is a give and take thing. This isn't like a podcast. This is like
It's interactive.
It's right. We go back and forth here.
Mm-hmm. John M. Kiwi, how are those power steering racks from that Mustang allowed to be sold? That's a good question. That's a good question, mate.
And they sell
lots.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. All the power steering's done on that car now, like gone back to a Borgeson box, and had a wheel line and dialed a little bit of caster into it, and it's a different car to drive. It's so much better,
I'm curious because on all the Mustangs and stuff do you do that Shelby drop where they drop the top of the control arm and move?
That's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
That does. We didn't do it on that car because it's a lady owner and she's
not worried
about carving.
Mm-hmm.
But she just wants to be able to drive down the road and not be frightened. Had a bump and go.
And the interesting fact with that, with the Shelby template, because you take out the control arm and you get the holes. For those holes, you use a seatbelt bolt from a Ford, and it goes right in that hole exactly.
The old hole?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the round part of the seatbelt.
Yeah.
So that's what you use. That's to drill your pilot holes and stuff like that. So that seatbelt bolt works perfect as a. It's like a slug for in there.
Right, okay.
Tidbit, yeah.
All right, this is one for you guys. Robert Rio. Hey guys, I got a break question. When you feel the ABS occasionally kick on during normal stops, is that usually just air in the ABS unit? If so, then just bleed the system. It's my 2002 F250. It's not air, but go ahead.
I don't know. ABS is out of my wheelhouse.
Okay.
The ABS shouldn't occasionally kick on. It should only kick on if it sees something weird with a wheel speed. So
the wheel sensor.
The wheel speed sensor I would go for more than
exactly.
air in the system. Yeah.
Wheel speed sensor. And actually on that 2002 F250 wouldn't even on the rear wouldn't even have individual wheel speed sensors. It has
It should have one on the ring gear on the diff.
Yeah. So check check the sensor on the diff.
Because on the Fords, what happens a lot when they're in the diff, you can take that wind speed sensor off.
Mhm.
Because it's a magnet base, there'll be all kinds of metal on it.
Right.
And you can hit it with some brake clean, wipe it off, put it
Yep.
back in, it works beautiful, your
Yep.
light goes out.
He hit it. That's exactly right. I had that experience a number
That's
of
one of
times.
the 8.8s and stuff. I've seen those sensors.
Yeah, I made so much money doing that. My ABS light's on. Okay, here, pull it in, come back in a couple. It's perfect. Okay.
Done.
Thank you.
One thing I was told with ABS, and correct me if this is wrong, this is someone else gave me this information, but they tell me if you're going to change pads on it, don't squeeze the pistons back into the caliper and push the fluid back. Open the bleed nipple and squeeze the piston back in and let the excess fluid come out the bleed nipple rather than push it back into the system and back into the ABS pump. Because if your fluid's degrading a bit and a bit dirty and nasty, and you push it back up inside, you push the piston and push it back up inside the ABS pump, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, but you could ask for a lot of trouble too. You fuck around and get air in the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're sitting there.
Yeah, but just to,
just to crack it, just to push
just to crack it, squeeze the piston in so the fluid can go out the track path of least resistance.
That's not a bad practice. Just for normal brakes, even.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fun with cars saying yes, true about bleeder when pushing back. Okay.
There you go.
And you just top off fluid when you're done, and yeah.
Let's see. JW, max compression on a big block for a blower. How much time can I throw at it with that kind of cylinder pressure? I'm thinking 8.7 to 1. So, that's a
depends a little bit on how much boost you're on.
Yeah, that's like the most vaguest question in the world.
Yeah, it depends on boost and timing and compression and
right.
Fuel. And fuel. Yes, fuel.
Yeah, and application. What are you trying to do with it? Is it a cruiser? Is it a race car? I mean,
or is it just something you want to blower on and mix big coolie blower noises? Yeah.
If you can whittle that down and be a little more specific, we could probably. Most of the parts is Ron Ward, the Ron Ward, the famous announcer Ron Ward.
He was on Monday Night with me too.
Was he?
Yeah, he came on for. Oh yeah.
Great guy. He's still searching. Oh, so it's okay. So Ron is in addition to being like a world-class announcer, he's also he's got a tire fetish. So he's trying to find me just the right size and compound for the XJ for the red one. Mission Improbable. I couldn't think of the name of it. So Ron is working on it.
Still searching for tires. There you
go. Okay. Yeah, I don't want a snow tire. I want it to look like a regular tire and drive like a regular tire. I don't care if it wears out fast.
I got ideas on that.
285, 48 inches.
Yeah, I got ideas on that. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
You sticking with the original wheels?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick those.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Beautiful. The truck makes such a nice appearance. It's big, right?
You're not seeing the
red Sonora shiny with the pretty wheels.
20s or anything?
No.
You get some nice sticky tires then.
No, God, I hate that. You see, you love it. You love those ghetto rims. 27-inch rims with just a little pinstripe of a tire that goes around it.
20s is big enough. And 40 profile is as low as I like to.
He'd be styling. Let's see. 72Z28. When I was a brake tech at Bosch, this sounds like somebody with credentials. First thing they learned me was to purge the caliper into a waste bucket when we compressed the piston. Brake fluid is cheap. Our test equipment wasn't. Interesting. Okay. He's far more qualified than us.
He's professional, so yes, we'll go with you. Congratulations to you, sir. You win.
Yes. You're an actual professional. We play professionals on YouTube.
Okay, Kiwi pimp my ride. There you go.
Oh, he's all over that shit. You never see him. He whips out the cardboard and does the break dance. I mean, he's all over the place. He gets jiggy. Yeah.
Oh,
Lord. Yes. Woo. I prefer wee. Let's see. Jim, I miss my Comanche. That truck always made me money until it stopped, even though it was worth $400. JW, good night from Staten Island. Good night on Staten Island, JW.
Straight bullet. Kiwi's gone international. I've been international for years. What transmission's in the XJ? Aisin? What transmission? Who makes the transmission?
What's that now?
In your Jeep, who makes the
It's
transmission?
an Asian.
It is Aisin. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Which is not Asian, it's Aisin, right?
Aisin. Like raisin.
AX15, yes.
Hmm.
AX15.
AX15.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, $10 super chat.
Oh, God, thank you.
Recently started as a tech at a dealership, and it's a nightmare.
Oh, sure it is.
It would be a good learning experience.
With the
But
flat
the
rate system.
flat rate system feels like a total scam. What are your thoughts? The flat rate system works when you've got lots of experience under your belt, and you can really, and you've figured out all the shortcuts and the little tricks, and
Yeah, you've been at the same brand for a while.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know the
stick
ins
with
and
it.
outs,
Yeah,
and you can do a 6-hour job in 3 hours. Then it's really good money.
Yeah, if you jump OEMs and stuff like that, then you're basically relearning all over again. And yeah, stick with it a couple of years in, and you'll get the right tool and the right shortcut and the right trick, and then you start making. You can make real good. I know guys that make over $100,000 easy.
Yeah. No, you can make really good money on flat rate, but it doesn't just come. You don't just start on flat rate and go.
No, you don't go from toolbox with the handle on top to $100,000.
No,
it takes a minute. Yeah.
Unless you work for yourself out of your garage, in which case you could do that. No problem.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? You're saying it's what did he say here exactly? And it's a nightmare. Well, it's a nightmare because the cars are becoming nightmares to work on, and the business model is getting squeezed. The dealerships are in trouble. So many different reasons. It's a dying industry. It really is, and you're in a bad place. Like there is no future. I don't believe. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any viable future in that dealership system. The way it exists, the way it always has existed. You're probably better off learning as much as you can there, making as many connections as you can, and just look at it as experience. Your ultimate goal, honestly, should be working for yourself. You'll make way more money with way less aggravation working for yourself.
Richard Stanbury, Tony, how did the anti-rollback device in an old Studebaker work? So like the automatic e-brake.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't recall. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how it works?
No. The Subarus have the same thing too.
Yeah, the hill holder.
Yeah,
it was called a hill holder clutch.
Yeah.
But I don't recall how it works.
Yeah, these days it's all done with the electronic e-brake, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. My kids both got them Ford Fiestas, which have got that on.
Oh, okay.
And that's not an electronic e-brake. That's all tied in with the ABS system. So you put your foot on the brake, and then you take your foot off, and it takes it'll hold for 5 seconds.
Oh, just long enough.
Yeah, and as soon as it feels you start to try and move,
it
releases and away you go. But my understanding, and it's not fact, but on the old Studebakers that had that, it was all cable operated setup from as you disengage the clutch, it would release the brake pedal. The two were connected exactly how they were connected. My best guess it was a cable. But it was not very successful from all accounts. It worked when it was set up just right, and then it didn't.
Tony, will you be running Project Improbable down the track during Power Tour? Well, we're not actually part of Power Tour. we never applied for any of the stuff.
Yeah.
Like we'll be in the spectator parking and just walking around like everybody else. So we didn't plan on doing Power Tour, just a stop or two. And then by the time we did that, it was everything was like sold. So we're just going for the ride.
Yeah,
we're going for the ride.
Just like anybody else.
Just like you. Exactly like you.
Yeah.
We'll be parked in the same place that you are, walking around the same way that you are.
We just have old stuff.
We just have old stuff.
I'm proud of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Barber in Mayberry.
Floyd the Barber?
So I'm trying to catch it. Why is the Sprague clutch on his lawnmower? Sprague, the Barber in Mayberry. I don't know. Okay.
Sprague clutch is a one-way clutch. Haven't heard it called that for many years. Yeah, they have one-way bearings.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
In a transmission? Yeah.
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 they call another name for it back in New Zealand was a Sprague clutch.
But they call them
Yeah,
that.
that's what
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, you have one in the transmission and you also have one in the torque converter,
Right.
which yours is shot.
And
so
rusted to itself.
Yeah, right. We need to get a converter for you.
So we're getting like an 800 stall torque converter on.
We got to talk about that. We got to talk about what you're going to need with the Hemi. It's because it's going to be based on the cam that you got the cam, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, you got the cam.
I have a cam.
You have the cam.
The cam's here. So
Yeah.
I go look at the cam car. All right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. 98 S10 two-wheel drive. Shut up the screen. 4L60E replaced leaky rear main seal a week ago. Come into the shop today and find it leaking again. Will excessive thrust wear cause main seals to fail?
That much movement, you would think you would.
Yeah. I mean, how worn with it? Well, there's like a lot of focus on this question now.
You're not going to get much more than about an eighth of an inch moving backwards and forwards on the crank, even with the thrust really worn.
Right, if the thrust is shot, it's still you're only going to get so much.
16th of an inch each way. I wouldn't think that would be enough unless it's moving to a point that it tears up the seal.
Or the old seal just wore itself in and you put in a new one.
On a groove.
Yeah.
Cut a groove in the crank, run it down here.
Well, okay. The so the groove, right, or the surface of the crank that the seal rides against has directional. What's what I'm looking for? Like a knurling. There's a very fine knurling that's directional, so that as it's spinning, it's pushing the oil away from the seal.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine if the thrust is worn enough so that the seal isn't riding on that knurling or in the correct vicinity of the knurling, I imagine that could make it leak.
Yeah.
Possible? I don't know. I'm reaching. I'm just trying to find any type of relationship there might be between the thrust, a worn thrust and a rear main seal leak.
Well, I guess the bottom line, if you've got a lot of end play on the crank, you probably really need to address that.
Yeah.
Which is going to be the pan off and crank out. And well, you might be able to do it. Might be able to push it around the thrust bearing. Maybe.
Yeah, Dean Stevens is saying bicycle used to use Sprague clutches. Yeah. Z732, hand-ported 318 heads on a refresh 360 for a daily driver. That is exactly what I have on the Slinger that's outside. I have a set of mild hand-ported, I mean, like really just cleaned up, not to make any power, just to clean them up. 318 heads on a 360 short block, and it has a ridiculously little SP2P intake manifold and a 600 Edelbrock on it. That's Kathy's daily driver Slinger, and the combination, like for like a mid-range torque thing, is just so happy. It's just so happy. It climbs hills effortlessly. It cruises all day at 70, 75 miles an hour. Yeah, it's a good combination. The small ports and the small valves keep velocity up, and that's important for torque.
Kiwi with no lifter noise when cold. Can the wrong length ball and cut push rods cause lifter noise after the engine is warmed up on a 428 FE? Engine with Harlan sharp rockers.
No.
Typically they get a bit quieter as they warm up.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Harlan sharp rockers.
All right, Eric. Okay. So the only way that's possible, and obviously we're talking about hydraulic cam now, right? The only way that's possible is if those push rods are you're not getting sufficient preload on the push rods. So in other words, like instead of the push rod pushing the plunger in the center of the lifter down 15, 20, 30 thousandths of an inch, someplace in that range is going to be about normal. It's just at absolute zero. Okay. Now, as the engine warms up and everything expands, now you've got some play there. You'll have 3 to 5 thousandths or so of lash, which shouldn't be enough for you to hear it. You see, that's the only way. That's the only way a push rod could give you that type of thing.
Yeah, or how is your oil pressure when it's warm?
Yeah.
If you're losing substantial amounts of oil pressure,
you didn't make it right.
Yeah, the lifters in the back of the motor are gonna bleed down quite a bit.
So Harlan Sharp rockers, are you familiar with those, Tony? What is a Harlan Sharp? Is that like a roller rocker?
Roller rocker.
Yeah.
So that should be adjustable then, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Have you tried tightening down the valves just a little bit to see if you get a reaction? That'd be something I'll be
tempted to see
to do.
if he pops in there. The oil pressure is 80 psi cold and 15 warm.
15.
That sounds good to me.
At a low idle.
Well, so the high oil pressure is just a result of a high pressure pump, or a pump that's shimmed for high pressure, so to bypass, right? So the pump is showing, because when it's cold and the oil is thick, right? The pump is showing the result of a high pressure bypass, right? So it's going to be at 80 pounds instead of 60 pounds. Then everything warms up and the oil thins out, everything inside the engine expands, and you drop down to 15, which is your actual. So yeah, that's fine. If you were to put a standard oil pump on there, instead of seeing 80, you'd see 60 or 55, whatever the standard oil pump is shooting for. Colin L, thank you for the super chat. I need my FE 360 to 390. Nervous of buying junkyard 390. I need a crank and piston rods. 500 for a block. Should I get Scott crank and rods? Any thoughts on aftermarket FE parts? 360 Ram. Oh, you know far more about. Yeah, that's your.
Yeah, you're the FE dual quad god. So.
Yeah, FE's everywhere.
I would question, do you need to build an FE? Can you build a 460? Because it would be infinitely cheaper.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're building something that, like a Fairlane, and you're doing it correct and it had an FE, okay, yes. But if it's just like a pickup or a van or something like that, and that's your option.
Okay.
Yeah, 460 is a better motor than the FE, and cheaper for parts.
So yeah, a little bit more info, please.
Yeah, he's clearly invested in his FE.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nervous of buying a junkyard 390. Need crank pistons or rods. Well, I mean, it depends where you budget. Get a scat crank and rods. Hell yeah, like stroke it out a little bit. Get a stroke of scat crank and some rods. And
you can float the cheddar. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's within your budget, then that'd be awesome the way to go. And I mean. Yeah, I wouldn't be too nervous about buying a junkyard 390 as long as it's not just full of rust scale and been sitting upside down in a creek or something.
Yeah, as long as you're treating it as a core motor, it's really nothing to be afraid of.
Like if you're going to put a scat crank and rods in it, well, you're gonna bore it anyway, and you don't put in a crank like that unless you're going to like line hone it and get the block right. So really no point in paying a lot of money for a good running 390 just to pull it apart and throw all the stuff away.
Yeah, start with the 360, put just pistons and crank and.
Yeah.
360 you can get for $1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Eric Miller, I tighten the rockers in half turn and the noise still comes back. The pump is a high volume pump. Then you may have the same situation I had with Bottle Rocket, where I had a brand new set of comp cams that I paid for, right? And nobody gave me this stuff. I paid full price for it. It was like ridiculous. Like bend me over, right? But that's okay. Brand new hydraulic roller lifters, and the clearances were just so that when the lifter warmed up, it would just start pissing and it would not support itself. You know, lifter clearances, internal clearances, like super important. The plunger and the body have to be just exactly so, or you'll get that where it's fine when it's cold, and then after it warms up, the body expands a little bit more than the plunger, 0.5 of an inch, and that's all it takes for it to leak past. So you could have something like that.
And then the reman ones with the actual oil and coal in the lifter too, that's off.
Yeah, right. Could have a bunch of different situations there. Okay, Tim Girding is saying CNC Motorsports has a good rotating. So I guess he's talking about that 390 FA.
Right.
Let's see. Let's have quiet. Let's just come.
Uncle Tony, do you know of an online resource that charts out GM HEI weight and spring vacuum advanced initial time curve setup?
Oh, Dr. Art should be very familiar with that.
Google. Some 50 people have it. Just Google it.
Okay. I have very, very limited HEI experience. Other than just dealing with like stock HEI systems. I've worked on 1,000 of them, but as far as modifying them, I'm out.
It costs 60. How are you doing, man? Just joined us.
Let's see.
The silver shifters. See that, Able D. Will you guys ever let anyone into your club that doesn't have silver here? Your club jacket should be the silver shifters.
Well, we could spray paint silver.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So if you come in, if you're not already gray, we could
just that'll be the initial,
or we could
initiation.
Shave your head with chrome spray paint.
That works too.
Yeah, come on down. We can do it. No problem.
Jay Wise, hey Jay, how you doing, man?
You know, we've only got 99 thumbs up.
Oh my gosh.
Which reflects on your popularity, I would say. Because I mean, you know, I'm used to getting more thumbs up than I actually have viewers. But you know, now we got you guys around. Look, it's only it's going up 100. That's just simply.
It was me and Dr. Art have got. I'm going to put you the right way here. 45 each, and you've got 3.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chinese HERs are known to have broken shafts. I don't think about that.
Tony didn't break any fingers in his power shift videos. Yeah, well, that was a bonus.
I didn't.
Well done.
Yeah. I'm sure physical injury is on its way. I'm okay with that. Kiwi playing piggy in the middle. That's so weird.
Shuffling away there, Tony.
Yeah. No, it's just shifting.
Shifting.
Yeah.
Shifting.
Look more like shuffling to me, but hey.
If we look like the Three Stooges, though, look
at. Olam Drab, me going out in the daylight for the partial eclipse shows I got even more silver here than I thought. Yeah.
John M., how many knuckles have you busted hitting the dash when power shifting? Never busted a knuckle, but I did break my thumb power shifting Mean Mr. Mustang, which was Steve Collison's car from Superstock and Drag Illustrated. I've told that story so many times. But yeah, I broke my thumb on a 3rd gear throw.
Have you broken any bones since you started doing YouTube, Tony?
No, I haven't broken anything. But then again, I don't do half the work that I used to. These guys, this guy especially, he's always throwing wrenches, always breaking shit. And I've tailed way back. The only stuff I ever work on anymore is my own stuff here.
Right.
And there's very little injury involved in that.
Oh, FE is in a 56 Fairlane Club rat rod. Want to keep a 60s hot rod.
Okay.
It's need a crank and rods. Present FE 360 block.
Okay.
Present FE 3 is good, just need advice.
So what is
Oh, okay, so he's wanting to know whether to get a 390 crank and rods or a scat crank and rods.
okay.
Mate, that's purely a dollars and cents decision.
Yeah, because the 390 stuff you're gonna want to the machine shop anyway at this with its
Yeah.
age. To
Yeah,
get
if
all the
you-
rod sized and your crank at least polished, if not wiped out, and if it needs to be turned down.
Yeah.
I would say quality was, I would go with the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Right.
So the Ford, the known quality of a good core, you know they're good, right? You know they're good. There hasn't been any known issues with those crankshafts in the 50 to 60 years since they were produced. So you know that's good. An aftermarket crank, not so much. You don't really know. It comes from East Fargo Squeegee. It was forged by a bunch of 12-year-old girls. You know, they make s'mores while they're so.
Yeah, they might get marshmallow in your crank.
Right, you don't know the quality of what you get. So I would say, myself personally, I always err towards using factory parts whenever it's possible. Just because you know the quality was there, right? The reputation is there. So that's what I would do. If you can't find one, then go with the scat.
But yeah, you're probably going to pay $400 or $500 for a 390.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the worst that's going to happen with the crank and rods out of that is, you're going to need to polish or grind the crank.
Right.
The rods will be fine.
Yeah, but if you look at it and it's not blue and it all kind of moves and it's not rusted up,
Yeah.
you should be good.
Yeah. The bottom ends were like seriously over-engineered. They were.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly not fragile.
And not for nothing, right? But since it's just like a club hot rod type of thing, just a vintage, why do you need to change the crank on it? Why not just use the 360 crank? I mean, the extra, what is it, eighth of an inch stroke?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really that important?
That's a good point.
It's a question to be kind of
It might be more of
considered.
a head issue.
Just want a 390.
Yeah.
360s don't have that. Certainly don't have any ooh-ah reputation, do they?
No, but you can change the sticker on the air cleaner. You got a 390.
The $3 decal rebuild.
Yeah. Some Krylon and some stickers and a little bit of a cam and
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had a 67 Thunderbird years ago. I was just a teenager, and which had a 390 in it, and pulled the heads off, and it's got 352 cast on the block. So I'm like, damn, I got done.
they all
say 352.
Mm-hmm.
So, but so what's the difference between a 352 and a 360? I'm not that familiar with the 360s. We never saw them.
The 360 was, as far as I know, they were more of a truck motor. Like a F250 type.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the 360 and the 352 are the same cranks, just a different bore.
Oh, okay. Slightly.
And the 390 is a larger bore with a 1/8 stroke. It's been a long time since
It's about right, yeah.
Didn't throw a dented in my ashtray on my GDO power shifting, I'm assuming, yeah.
Of course, Mission Improbable has a good play along potential. Yeah, XJ prices are skyrocketed. Well, you don't have to play along with just an XJ. It's the kind of thing that, like, the stuff we're doing to this applies across the board, really, to anything. Because we're just applying basic hot rod. It just happens to be with an XJ because I like XJs. But
yeah, it could be a Ranger, an S10, a Blazer,
right.
Fill in the blank.
Anything. They're all going to be around the same type of deal.
Barracuda. Isn't scat another name for excrement? Well,
Yeah,
it is, yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Ali, the retro kid, what do you guys think of alternative homemade fuels? I'm going to experiment with black diesel. Use engine oil mixed with gas. Oh God, and a 70 diesel Mercedes. Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
It sounds dangerous. It's pretty impressive watching the diesel run away on gasoline, though.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, that could be hairy if you don't have the mix just right. Man, I
Too
don't
much
know.
gas in
That's
there.
not
those
something you
run,
hobby with. It's, you have to be fairly serious.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Ali, though, if you were to make a YouTube video about that, I would watch it. Like, that's the kind of thing I'll click on.
Alex Lopez, best mod for a 3.9 Rover V8, an LS. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. That was mean. That was mean. 3.9 Rover V8. I always remember the old, what were they? The Triumph TR8s that they raced, which had the 3.9 Rover, I believe, if I'm right, 3.9 Rover V8, and they had 4 side draft Webers on them with like a crisscross intake manifold.
Mm-hmm.
The induction noise was just music. Absolute music, like the wide open throttle, the howl was, it was absolutely fabulous. I think they were only a 3.5 litre actually, those TR8s. But the factory race setups might have been.
I'd say if he's got
3.9.
a 3.9 and it's running, that's
a plus.
That's
a
yeah.
plus.
I would just leave the hood down if it's running.
Best mod. Yeah. Break off your hood latch.
Yeah.
So Billy Bob Holcomb is saying that would be a good job for Garage 54. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The black diesel thing would be great for them.
Mm.
You guys watch that channel? Garage 54?
Sparingly, every once in a while, if it pops up.
They had me. I love that channel. It's
Mm-hmm.
a great channel. But they had me. They did an April Fool's video. Okay? And like I got sucked in. I'm not embarrassed to admit this.
Yeah.
Okay? They built a magnetic engine, called a magnetic engine, right? So there was a reciprocating motor, it had a crankshaft rods, and the pistons of it were magnets. And then they had a camshaft that they built above this, and that's all in a wooden frame, okay? So it's metal crank, metal rods, metal magnets, and then they had a camshaft that rode above it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had magnets that spun also, okay?
Which
So
pushed the pistons back down.
right. So the deal was as the one magnet rotated around, the other magnet came up. They came in proximity to each other. They repelled each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, okay, that's perfectly, that's reasonable, right?
Yeah.
So then they built this thing. They built this elaborate deal, and they set it in motion, and it ran. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they made perpetual motion. These Russians made perpetual motion.
Sure, but it's still on YouTube.
Yeah, and then they put it in a car. And they started it, right? And it's going, and he can't shut it off, right? And he's putting around town. So it's only going like 3 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's putting around, and this thing is running because it's all external. And I'm like, mind blown. I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, the world is different now. Right? Seriously, I was just like, and I'm picturing all these hot rod applications for it. I wonder if you push it was a capacitance, right?
16-cylinder magnet, yeah.
It was an April Fool's joke. It was April Fool's. I felt like such an idiot. They got me. They absolutely got me. Phone calls, you saw it too, right?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that they got with that?
So Jay Weiss asked, why is the LS so popular?
It's a good freaking motor is why.
It's a good motor. It's readily
Plentiful and
available.
cheap. Yeah.
Plentiful and cheap. The aftermarket has adopted it hard. Like you can buy anything and everything for them. So well looked after. But it was kind of.
Thank you, Drew.
Was it really the first of the modern computerized fuel injection V8s?
Well,
one of the first. I know you had some TB throttle body injection bullshit.
They're
No,
one
the
of the
Vortex.
but they're one of the first computers where you could program them.
Right.
They weren't just EEPROMs and you couldn't change them into electronically erasable. You needed chips and stuff like that. So this is you actually go in and manipulate.
Right. I think that's what made them usable.
It's made them usable, and the fact that
But that's not what makes the LS great.
it's the machining and the tolerances are much better than days gone by. And
The LS is a cumulative evolutionary thing that starts in 1855, okay, and runs all the way through the small block Chevy line, right, and then mixes into the Buick line too, because a lot of that cylinder head is 3800 Buick.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, and that's another lineage that goes all the way back to 1961, I think, 1962. So you've got these two evolutionarily advancing engines, right? You have the small block Chevy, it's advancing through the decades. You have the Buick that's advancing through the decades, and then they combine at the LS. So what do you have? You have the ultimate evolution of two established long-running engines. You can't beat it. It's just, it's the perfect engine for what it is.
But yeah, I mean, they're so much more popular than the Coyote because the Coyote is so huge.
Huge in the cost.
And yeah, expensive.
Because they put LSs and pickups and buses and vans and, you know, everything.
I mean, the Coyote's coming down now as they become more plentiful. But they're not as well looked after by the aftermarket.
No, you're not retrofitting one into a classic Mustang without chopping the shock towers and doing
chopping the shit out of everything. Yeah. Whereas the LSs are nice and compact. I mean, if you've ever been up to the LS Fest that they have up in Bowling Green,
my favorite event.
Yeah, every car you can imagine is there with an LS in it.
Yep.
Subarus.
Everything. They put LSs in it. The LS Fest, I haven't gone in the last couple of years, right? But I don't go to Mopar events. But I look forward to going to LS Fest every year because of the creativity.
Yeah.
You go through there, it's genuine hot rodding. They stick these things anywhere and everything, every
backwards in Porsches and everything.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to see, and they all run hard. Like there's never a turd. You know what I'm saying? You go to a Mopar show, right? And it's like maybe like 5%, 10% of the cars really run hard. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's representative. And the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? There's never a turd at LS Fest, ever. Just wham, you know? Like Ford Fest. You know, Ford Fest is like Oil Fest. Okay, it's like, yeah. There's just puddles everywhere.
Oil Down Fest, yeah.
Yeah. And Mopars are turds, the Fords leak, but LS Fest is everything is a rocket. Everything runs faster and harder and better than it should. So yeah, LS Fest is always one of my favorite events.
So there you go. That is why LSs are better, explained by the dynamic trio.
4 camshafts versus 1. Y'all he's talking about the LS's predecessor. What do they call that?
The North Star.
No, not the North Star. Oh, piece of shit. No. What's the Chevy version of it now? What the Corvettes? What is that?
Oh, like this. The latest Corvettes or the Z06s and stuff from a while back?
No, the latest ones.
The latest ones?
Yeah.
That's like an LS.
But it's a dual overhead cam.
Yeah.
LS.
Yeah.
4-valve pistol.
Yeah.
So they took a great concept and just overcomplicated the piss out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they've done that a few times on the Corvette engine. Someone just asked 4 cams versus 1 cam. The thing with 4 cams is, and the resulting design of the cylinder head is they breathe very well, but they don't make a lot of mid-range torque, and that's why Ford's been struggling a little bit with them in the trucks, the Coyotes in the trucks, because they just really don't make the torque that the LS does. The single cam will make more torque than 4 cams.
Yeah, because on an overhead cam you're limited by really how much lift you can put into it.
Yeah, and you've got the 4 ports per cylinder.
Right.
So your velocity
is down.
Yeah, I mean they'll rev to 9,000 RPM better than an LS will, for sure. But who can use 9,000 RPM in a V8 around town?
Yeah, you want the
3,000
to 4,000
torque.
RPM.
Yeah, you want the torque, but that's also why the Coyotes really like to be. They say put a bit of wind blowing up their skirt. They love to be boosted because that then replaces all that mid-range torque. It gives you all the mid-range torque. Yeah, with the artificial boost and pressure, and then you've got the high RPM efficiency of the 4-valve twin overhead cam head. So that makes a very good package. That package is better than a blown LS, in my opinion. Apart from the cubic inches, you're limited to 5 litres on a Coyote. So yeah.
Okay, what do you think of those newer Ford trucks where it's literally more cost effective for shops to pull the entire cab off the front to service? I think it's vile. I think it's absolutely vile. But that's just me.
Yeah, because who wants to spend that kind of money for a brand new truck, and a year later they basically rip it apart. It's never going to be
With
the
the
same.
fact that you gotta pull a freaking cab to service it,
It's retarded.
it's just,
Yeah. I don't get it.
Give Kiwi a black hat too, of course. Well, I mean, part of the reason you have to pull the cab is because of this. It's all to do with drag coefficients that is all mandated by the state, by the government, not state, but federally. You know, they're trying to make the trucks more aerodynamic, so they put that long sloping windshield on, which pushes the cowl over the engine. So then you can't access the engine, so you got to lift the cab. Yeah, if the engineers had their way, their windscreen would probably be a lot more upright. And you'd have a longer, those would be longer, but you make the windshield more upright, and then your hood's the normal length.
Right, then you're driving a barn door.
You don't cut through the air quite so well. So it's that trade-off in engineering between, you know, how slippery is it through the air and how many miles per gallon does it return? Because the government's saying you must, you know, your fleet has to get X amount of miles per gallon. So they're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. But yeah, it sucks to have to take your cab off and change spark plug.
yeah, they're just, there's, other manufacturers are able to do it without having to take the cab off.
Right.
Ford always finds the most difficult way to do something. If there's an easy way and a hard way, and the hard way isn't exotic enough, Ford will invent something that's exotic to raise the ante of difficult to a whole new.
And put different size bolts everywhere.
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 Right. Yeah. Ford, man.
And different thread pitch and sizes and
That's what I love about the Japanese stuff.
It's all
Yeah.
all one size. Yeah.
6, 8, 10, that's about it.
But you know how far Ford has strayed. You're just a couple of years younger than me, and you're from a foreign planet, right? But back when I was a kid, right, one of the things with Ford commercials, one of the things was they always stressed how simple it was, right? How simple the cars were to work on. And there was one of them, there was a commercial, and I just saw it recently that it reminded me of this, where they had a bunch of stewardesses take apart a new, and it was a 1970 Maverick, 71 Maverick, take it apart and put it back together again. And the car is so simple, so easy to work on, a bunch of stewardesses can do it. Like, this is what Ford was stressing in like 1971.
Right.
By contrast, that's what they do today.
Yeah.
And that 71 was, maybe simple, but it had all different bolts and different.
Well, yeah, it was still more difficult to work on than anything else. Yeah.
Or trying to get crazy trying to put like dashes and things back together.
Ford always seemed to use odd tire sizes too.
The AMC mastered the simplicity. Those are the easiest cars. You ever work on like a late 60s Rambler, like a 68, 69 Rambler? Oh God. Like there is nothing, you have to go to like International Harvester of that era, right? To find anything that's easier to work on. You know, beautiful cars, fantastic. Let's see. Ford was so simple, even a caveman could fix it. We were cavemen. The first like real engine job, you know, first real work I did on an engine was I changed the cam. No, it was a second job, right? First was I changed the starter on a Mustang. I don't know why I remember this, but my cousin Lisa had a Pinto, it was like a 71 Pinto, and the cam went bad. It was like maybe 3 years after she had it, 4 years after she had it, so I was like 13, 14, and I changed the cam on that. So
and then overhead cam with the belt, and those little oiling holes would plug, and then it would just wear everything out.
Yeah. And the rockers, force the rockers up underneath.
You'd get one that popped up a couple rockers, you would pop the rockers back on and just pat grease underneath the dog cover and send it to the next one.
So Winnie got her intermediate tricks title tonight.
Yes, nice. So if you guys don't know, Winnie is my border collie puppy. She's like 10 months old now, and that's her second title. She got a second title. Yes.
Joe Casey, Kathy, you also get Tony ice cream to celebrate.
So Kathy, does this mean that at the next meeting I can do the brag thing where I get up and tell people what my dog did? we go to the dog meetings, and that's
Right.
part
Right,
of it.
and
Is that
everybody,
like
everybody
AA
stands up and said, my dog went to the moon last week,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
yeah,
brought
yeah,
back
yeah.
a moon rock, yeah.
Right, yeah. Probably nice.
Mm.
So, oh, excellent.
Hey, it's like an ASE certificate for dogs.
Beagle Bob says, I hope my dog doesn't read that comment. You don't need to start feeling underappreciated. Yeah, very proud of Winnie. Can Winnie pull the 70 Maverick apart and put it back together again? I'm sure she could.
Winnie could probably do a burnout too.
Kathy's very overprotective. She would, she let me do it with the chicken. I don't think she let me do it with
Well, she
Winnie.
probably ended up eating that chicken too at some point.
Yeah.
Then maybe Maggie, because she could be howling out the window.
Someone was just saying Dodge Ram trucks are the same now. You'll take the cabs off to do anything to them.
Includes with Christ is asking Tony, you're going to enter Winnie in the cat chase drags here. They have a thing called Fast Cat.
Chase drags?
Yeah, Fast Cat. All right. So what they do? Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, this is great. Okay, this is great. Winnie already ran one. She got her first 2 time slips. Okay. So it's a 16th mile course. Okay. And they have I can explain to you. It's like a conveyor, like that runs around. Okay. And attached to it is a white plastic bag, like a grocery store bag. And when it comes around, the dog has to chase it.
It's like a regular greyhound where they're chasing.
Greyhound racing, yeah.
Yeah, but except there's a straight line. Like,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay, I didn't put that together, right? The greyhound thing, they're chasing the rabbit. So yeah, so Winnie did that. So that was what was cool about this now is that they have, it's just like drag racing. They have like different classes. There's like, just like regular dogs, and they go and then there's like intermediate or faster dogs, and they're like charging at it. And then they got these whippets, okay? So the whippets are like they're bringing top fuel out, okay? So it's like regular dogs, all the regular dogs run, and everybody's all happy.
All the regular dogs are going
right?
to the stands to watch the whippets.
Come here, start time is great, okay? And then the whippet people come out, and they're like, okay, they're there for war, right? The dogs are all like, you know what I mean? They're ready for it. These things are like rockets. It's like, you never saw anything like it. Unless you seen a whippet, like
They're gone. They're similar to greyhounds, aren't they?
Well, no, see, the greyhound is like a long distance runner, but the whippet has like it's smaller and lighter and everything, so it's more like a short sprint type of deal.
Okay.
So these dogs, like 0 to like whatever maximum dog speed is like instantaneous. They're just all over it.
So good 60-foot time.
Yeah.
Quicker than the Project Mission Impossible.
Probably. So, but anyway, yeah, that's called the Fast Cat, and we're going to enter Winnie in the next one.
On them drag, people get awfully competitive. I bet my kitty gal can get more geckos than other shop cats.
Yeah, whippet is the top fuel dragster of dogs. They're like the regular, like we're all like just looking like regular people. And the whippet people come dressed as like a team. It's like, it's crazy. So here comes the whippet mafia.
So the whippets cackle when they take off.
Let's see. Mark, can you tell me why my car idle at 1300 RPM in gear at 850? I have an MSD system and a 750 double pumper Holly carb cam, 292 509 with a 1.6 roller rocker. Why it's lean? Probably got a vacuum leak, Mark. You probably have a vacuum leak of some sort.
Okay, Tony, for your own car, mild 318 or 360?
What was that now?
318 Magnum saying, okay, Tony, for your own car, mild build 318 or 360?
Flip a coin. I mean, I have both really. I really don't have a preference. I'm not a big 360 fan. I mean, they're good motors, but I prefer the shorter stroke, small blocks. Oh, we got quiet now. Dead air.
Which one?
Dead air. People are gonna start taking their likes back if we don't hurry up and get some stuff going here. The lizards will catch the spiders. Yes, Barry. Let's see. Okay, they're talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
We could do that. We can talk amongst ourselves. Yeah, say something interesting.
Something interesting.
Yeah. Uh-huh. How do you feel about that, Kiwi?
Say something interesting.
Yeah.
I feel challenged. That's how I feel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel personally assaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, in cahoots with Christ, said like the video I did today. Well, thank you, sir.
What
It was a
video?
lot of bond.
So let's talk about your latest videos.
Well, the last one I just put out this afternoon on this international scout, which I don't know what they'd done, but they'd managed to cave the back corner of the quarter in, and the Bondo was honestly like pushing 3 inches thick.
Nice.
And
You know, those are the
cracked
videos.
around it, and I just got a screwdriver and we just a big chunk about that long.
You know, those are the videos that you used to call me and say, okay, I got a good one for you here, right? And I would go over there and we would shoot the video and I'd get like 1 million views on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now,
Why didn't you come and see this nightmare steering on the Barracuda?
because
I did ring you about that car, but you didn't return the call.
the Barracuda.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't know because I didn't talk to you. You didn't answer your phone.
Because I don't answer the phone. You know me how many years? How many times do I answer the phone?
Never.
If you text
But
me,
you often ring back.
Well, if you text me, I ring back.
Oh yeah.
But you never.
I didn't text you. No, I must admit I rang you. I thought, oh, he'll call me back.
No.
But he didn't. So my feelings were hurt.
If the phone rings, I just figure it's somebody I don't know.
Yeah, spammer. Yeah. But you're most welcome to come over. It's right up your alley. The bear. It's a gorgeous car.
I may just do that.
Yeah.
I'll come over tomorrow. And actually, Dr. Art and I want to try to get your Buick running and drive it across the parking lot. Will it run?
Will it run?
Can we get it across the parking lot? No, we're gonna drive it.
Making noise and
Making noise?
Yeah, drive it. He'll take it halfway. I'll take it the other half.
well, I'll go one way and he'll turn around.
Living on the
We
edge.
can do that. We can do that.
I guess if it breaks down, it's not the end of the world.
What do you got working on videos?
I got working on videos, one today on the radiator. I got one working on JTech Computers building a bench harness. Which you kind of seen before that, which should be really good. I got one little part in just before we had to come over here tonight, so I should be able to do that. Finish that one up maybe tomorrow night. I got a bunch of stuff planned for tomorrow, but and then going forward, it's get the engine, get the 3 team back together.
Okay, I got to do the transmission on that. I was going to do that today, and then I got sidetracked with. Because I get sidetracked so easy, and I'm lazy. You know, I mean, just not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to dive into it. I'll dive into it. And I'm going to pet my dogs when I go home.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think my wife wants to borrow one of your dogs for a day or so. She's having severe withdrawals.
Oh, okay.
And
puppy withdrawals.
Yeah.
That could be arranged. I actually have one that could really use some attention, some individual attention. Lily, that's that.
Yeah.
You know her?
Yeah.
So yeah, she ever since Winnie came along, she's like become very like withdrawn.
Pushed out.
Yeah. So actually, you know something? A day or two, if she wants to take Lily for a couple of days, Lily could probably use the.
She may take her for the weekend.
Okay. Well,
I'll.
Kat, you're watching this, and Erica, you're watching this, I'm sure, or somebody's watching this. What do you guys think of that? Let's give Lily a couple of days vacation.
Yeah, I could use her because I get excessive squirrels in the backyard too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey UTG, what are your thoughts on solid metal leaf spring bushings?
For a limited use car, I think they're great, but for anything that you're gonna
daily drive,
daily drive, no, terrible.
No, yeah, if something serious off road or something like that,
yeah,
right.
You can get rid of that flex, but not as a driver.
Let's see.
Kiwi, please do some Cybertruck fabrication if you can get Tesla's patented stainless that rusts.
On the way over here, I saw two of them on a car carrier.
Oh yeah, there's one lives near me now.
Really?
So I've seen it like 3 times now. I put a little short on it.
Is it turning rusty brown?
I haven't, not that I've noticed as yet, no.
Doesn't take it out in the rain.
I actually saw it. I should have kept it, but it popped up on Instagram or something like that. Someone had, it was a computer generated image, but it was a hot rodded Cybertruck.
Like it was an AI.
Huge, huge tires and spoilers, and they kind of almost got it like it was almost like a cross between a hot rodded Lambo and a Cybertruck, and it actually looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was like that's like it kind of the word stuck in my throat, but it was like that's kind of.
I am hooked on AI commercials.
Right.
You got down this rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hooked on AI commercials. And this other thing, the soft drink Planet Mountain Dew versus, have you seen that? Yeah.
Where everyone's,
That's great. Jeff Hutchins, Tony Sirica should be a checker cab. I like checkers. Fits his definition of ease of maintenance, everything just unbolts, flange, rear bumpers, etc. Yeah, no, they were great. I worked on, we had a couple of those, like people who use regular cars when I was in New York, and they had inline Chevy 6s in them. Those were fantastic.
Because that was basically like a 50s car, wasn't it?
Yep.
They just kept
building it.
Mm-hmm.
72 Z28. I like the AI video of Trump and Biden eating spaghetti together. Weird. I've seen that one. I've seen that one. That is pretty. That's strange. Yeah.
Well, all of the pizza commercials and the pasta commercials, like the restaurant commercials, were awesome. Because evidently AI can't make a mouth in motion, right?
Yeah.
And it can't spell words. So it's like anytime you see a sign in the background, it's always spelled as gibberish way.
Mexican Spec is asking, are they delivering them? They are delivering them to Texas and California. Are there any in Tennessee? Well, if you're talking about the Cybertruck, yeah. Not a good thing, but then Cybertruck 6 foot long windshield wiper looks like RoboCop.
Yeah. Imagine what a replacement. So so you buy a Cybertruck, okay, and like 12 years from now, you've kept your Cybertruck up, right? Where do you get that 6 foot long windshield wiper?
TeslaGraveyard.com, because they're not going to be around. Or maybe you just take a piece of garden hose and some clamps.
That's probably about what it's what it looks like. It looks like a piece of black cardboard with a black vacuum.
Yeah.
We drove all the way back from California without wipers, so.
Right.
Yeah, AI feeding back upon itself and distorting things. I'm telling you, man, I'm hooked on those commercials. They piss Kathy off. She can't even watch them. And I'm like, every time I pass them, what's this other one? Giorgio. My name is Giorgio something.
You killed my father. Yes. No.
God.
All right, look it up.
My name is Giorgio, but everybody calls me Giorgio. And it's always
tie-dye t-shirt. I got some red. I think I got a little bit of red. I got a bit of color going on here.
It's always with this ridiculous thing. It's like usually like the 10-second, 20-second long videos. So my name is Giorgio. My friends call me. Everybody calls me Giorgio.
Cybertruck going to be the DeLorean. Yeah.
You got to clean them the same way.
Yeah.
With the stainless brush that they had for the DeLoreans. And you ever see the machines that they made for those? It's like a automatic car wash machine, but it's like basically Brillo pads to surface all that stainless.
Oh,
yeah, that was when those cars were around. There was, take your car here for this.
Really?
Yeah.
No Jeep talk? No, we're done. No more Jeeps. Done with Jeeps.
Wait, well, there's one Jeep Adventure coming.
I'm lying. Lots of Jeep stuff coming.
Okay.
Lots of it.
So I guess I need to get over to your place soon and start. We do that windshield and then get some of the front sheet metal on. Well,
I want to wait. Yeah, I want to wait till we put the engine and trans in.
Right.
Then we do the front sheet metal.
Yeah.
Because it all looks pretty simple.
Yeah, it is pretty basic. Yeah.
But did you find a gasket for the back window?
I haven't as yet. No.
Okay.
I've got that wandered off the right side of my brain a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not that.
I did ask the windshield guy to see if he could get me one. I didn't hear back from him, but I did find one on eBay for like $70 or something.
Oh, okay.
Harry Carpenter, did you see Chris Birdsong's video about his super beater? Totally badass, insane. So not only did I see it, okay, but I actually shared it. There's a link to it on our community. I think it was like 3 days ago. I actually shared a link to it. I'm really not big into long form automotive YouTube content. Like I watch like long form, like historical stuff, conspiracy stuff, economic stuff. But I can't really, I'm not into long form automotive content. Well, that was 2 hours of automotive entertainment that just absolutely was fantastic. Chris Birdsong's super beater build. Did you see it?
No.
No.
I've seen a lot of his other stuff.
Yeah.
He does nice work.
He does nice work, but this particular one was a 2 hour build, from the rusty beater. And like I said, usually I'm fast forwarding through everything, on the long term, not that time. I fast forwarded the first time, and only because I didn't have much time to kill. But then I went back and I watched the whole thing over again. So it was fantastic. Great video.
Somebody just asked if we're going to have a 3-way drag race. I'm presuming they mean Big Richard, Marge, and Old Red.
Old Red?
Old Red.
Well, we actually, see, now we have 3 vehicles between us that are actually pretty close. That you could say, well, on any given day, any one of them can get to the other one first. Because he's got the Ranger, and the Ranger's posted.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. It's quick, but it's not very consistent.
Yeah, right.
Okay? And I've got Bottle Rocket, which is run pretty much exactly the same numbers that you ran over at Average.
Yeah.
But I ran them at Buffalo Valley, which is 2/10 slower. So that would have been good. So actually, the 3 of us have 3 vehicles that are extremely fucking close to each other. That could be anybody could take it on any given day.
Yeah. Actually, my brain went to the Dodge, the Plymouth, and the Jeep. I thought that's what they were referring to, a 3-way race. The power tool cars.
I'm not thinking of Jeep on power tool. I'm thinking of a Charger.
Well, that's true, yeah. Well, that's slow. It's got drum brakes on. Ooh, can you feel the tension in the room?
I got my ride home last week. Drum brakes, huh?
Yeah, sure, right?
Yeah.
Does that car stop good or what?
Yes, it does. I like that car.
You want it? You can have it. It's just, I don't think Kathy even.
No, I don't have any room for it.
Thank you, Bill, for Zoo Chat. What engine or family of engines is most underappreciated for its performance potential? Underappreciated for its performance potential. Oh, what family of engines? Well, I'm going to say for myself, okay, that I'm surprised at the Jeep, at the 4-liter, at the inline AMC motor, because that's what it is, right? So I'm going to say that the AMC inline 6 is, I'm surprised that I think it's underrated. I think that. What about you? Or underappreciated?
I'd almost say I'll get flamed for this, but like the Chrysler 318, because everyone's like, oh, it's just a 318, it's not a 340, it's not a 360, but it doesn't make a difference. You put a cam in an intake, and it's the same.
They rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because most of them were just 2-barrel cruisers, and they're it's only a 3. But you just a little bit, and they go like crazy, and they last for a long time.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just because it's the perceived as the
small engine.
little brother of the fast
It's
engine.
22 cubic inches. It's not.
Yeah, it's not that big a difference. I think the 289's a bit like that. Like people like dismiss the 289
Over because
over
you know
302.
Yeah, it's like really.
And it's like it's a tiny little bit. The difference is just a tiny bit in the stroke.
Yeah. And a 289 will wind up all day.
Oh, a 289 is screwed.
Yeah, same head combo and everything else like that. The 289 will run the 302.
That's the happy motor.
Yeah.
289.
So yeah, I mean, for me, it would be probably in general the small block Ford, and particularly the 289.
But it's hard to say that they're underappreciated for its performance potential. Think about it. Whoever underappreciated the small block Ford?
Yeah.
No, I don't know, because I guess, and if I go back a few decades, like the small block Chevy was number one by far, and the small, the Ford was just like not even second on the ranking. It was like there wasn't a second. It was like Ford was just third or fourth or something.
Well, I mean, that's a bad opinion, but you're welcome to it. I mean, I think he's better with the 318.
Yeah.
I think the 318 is the grandmaster of underappreciated engines, and that's something I never paid any attention to them. I just never paid any attention to them until I started doing this channel. And when we started doing this channel, I said to myself, I'm going to stick with things that are the basic, right? Just the most basic thing that everybody can afford. You know what I mean? Everybody can work with and everybody can find. So and I've stuck to that. And the 318 was all part of that. And yeah, I was surprised. It shouldn't have been, because logically, if you look at them, a 318 and a 340 has the same crankshaft, the same length connecting rods, has the same block. The only difference is in the bore, right? It's a 3.91 inch bore to a 4 inch plus 40 bore. That's it. 130 over?
Something like that.
Well, yeah. Wait.
Because 3.9 to 4, yeah,
it's something like 130 over bore.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the functional difference.
And the 340 is legendary in all these cars and stuff, right. But it's the same thing. They just
the 340 came with better heads. Right, it came with bigger head. So basically, if all else being the same, like compression height is the same, right? And you swap a set of 360 heads, 340, 360 heads for a set of 318 heads, you end up with the same performance as a 340.
Right there, you're never going to notice.
You'll never notice the difference.
So how does the 273 stack up against the 318?
The 273 is more of a torque motor. No, so a 273 has the same stroke. Right, has the same connecting rods as the 318 and the 340, just a bore,
smaller bore,
just a smaller bore.
It's going to be interesting to drive this Barracuda that I've got there, because I haven't driven a 273 manual before. See how it goes.
Oh, you haven't driven it yet?
No.
Oh, it'll be fun, yeah.
Does it have the original exhaust on it?
No.
Because that car, the 273 4-barrel. Literally has the best sounding exhaust system you will ever hear in production exhaust system. It's a single exhaust. Right. Has a very nicely flowing Y pipe. Okay, so it's not like one of these like crossover jammies like this. The Y pipe flows together, and then it runs to the. There's nothing between the Y pipe and.
It does have a single exhaust on it, so maybe it is original. The owner just put a catalytic converter on.
Catalytic converter on a 66.
Why, you didn't want the smell, or
didn't want the smell?
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Yeah. You put a high flow cat on it, and it's cut down the fumy gasoline smells by about 70%. You reckon?
Yeah, but it's going to be clogged in like no time at all. Yeah. So anyway, the stock exhaust system had the Y pipe. And then behind the axle had this giant muffler resonator type of thing.
Was it a transverse behind the
axle? No. Okay. But it was huge. It was huge. I had a big tip like that. And it is the absolute best sounding factory exhaust you'll ever hear. It just, like from idle all the way through the range, and even deceleration. Deceleration sounds awesome. You ever drive one of these things? you look to decel every chance you can just because of how good it sounds.
Speed Demon saying hi. Hey man, welcome along. Didn't the 273 4-barrel have solid lifters and better rockers? Well, it had solid lifters and adjustable rockers, didn't it?
No, 273 4, no.
No, it was hydraulic.
No, hydraulic. They were all hydraulic. The only one that had a special cam was the a cam that was different, let's say, than 360, was an 1868 340 4-speed cam. All of the automatic cams had the same. There was an overlap. A 360 cam is the same as a 340 cam.
So they weren't solid lifter back in the 273.
The 273, the first 3 years, 64, 64, 65, and 66. No, 64 and 65, the first 2 years, were a solid lifter.
Oh, okay.
And then 66, they were hydraulic.
Mm. The guy was telling me this one's 10.1 to 1 compression or something. It's 273.
It's a Commando.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a fun. I'll be there tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I'm set. Okay.
Mexican Speak, Kiwi, is it a manual on the floor? Yes, sir, it is.
Let's see. Van Lil, brands aside, which do you really think would power Kiwi station wagon better, the Hemi or the Buick Nailhead?
Wow, that'd be a mix, wouldn't it? Nailhead and a Plymouth.
I want to do the Nailhead and the Dawson.
Yeah.
That would be badass. Probably the Nailhead. I think the Nailhead has a slight torque advantage over the 92.
The low end torque of the Nailhead,
Yeah.
is that what you're looking for? Is the
Yeah.
big wagon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not too different in cubic capacity, are they? But quite a different engine. I guess people would assume the Hemi head would work better, but not necessarily, really.
Well, it works better under certain circumstances.
Right. Tony's going commando.
Yes. The Kiwi sounded excited when he said that. I'm a little weirded out. I got to tell you.
Hey, as long as you didn't say Super Commando. You know?
Mexican Speak, that is a rare 66 Barracuda. He's actually got a for sale sign hanging on it, and he wants $27,900 for it.
That's a big chunk of change for
a car that doesn't drive right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And has a catalytic converter that's clogged by the time you get it home. PCV valve, ported manifold. Always manifold.
Mm-hmm.
Commando 273 there. And guys, look at what time it is.
Oh, wow.
Good Lord. We've
So-
only got a few minutes left.
Yeah. Barracuda said, I did the panel and paint work on probably New Zealand's most well-known Jeep. Can Kiwi guess which one? It's yellow and on a TV cooking show. Mate, I have no idea. I haven't lived in New Zealand since 2008, so it depends a little bit when you did it. No, I've no idea who you're talking about. Danny Boyd, Commando 273 here. Sounds like he's got one. That's an expensive Valiant, Kiwi. Yeah, it is an expensive Valiant. I don't know whether it's worth $27,900 or not. I mean, it's really. It's not perfect. It's not like it's been restored, but it's just like you open the door and you go, ooh, like it's just nice. Everything is where it's meant to be. It's a 3-tone green kind of color.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice car.
I will be there tomorrow. For
Yeah.
sure.
But 27 is a lot. But I mean, people are asking that for a 65 Mustang Coupe.
Well, let's look at the car. I tell you what, that would be a pretty good video if you want to go along with it.
Yeah.
Is this car worth
27,000.
$27,000?
Yeah.
And we could just go around it and give it an honest assessment, what it needs versus what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tomorrow we'll do that. But in the meantime, though, we're coming up on it. So, guys, what do we need to plug? Or what do you want people to know about? Well, first, we have to mention Nivolac.
What?
Nivolac 57.
Yeah, Calvin.
Yes.
And if any of you don't know, he was at a race in Florida with his prize Studebaker. They stopped in South Carolina for the night to sleep. Got up in the morning, his truck, trailer, car, gone.
Oh, all right.
Broke the guy's heart.
Yeah.
It was his baby. So the Nivlac 57 channel, go over to that, take a look at his car. It's the trailer's plated, the truck's plated, his car's plated. They all got PA plates. I mean, in this trailer, they took his tools, his computer, everything.
Wow.
So just crush the guy. So if you can go over to the Nivlac 57 channel, take a look at that. And if you're anywhere on the East Coast, please take a look at that.
The mid what?
Nivlac.
Nivlac.
It's Calvin spelled backwards.
Ah, okay.
57. And go to his latest videos and stuff like that. So
they just lost Pollock last year, didn't they?
Yeah, his father just about ate it. Yeah, when his Volvo lost it at 150 and flipped and went over the guardrail.
Okay, so it was the same.
Same people. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool car.
Yeah, they basically built that by hand by themselves.
That was a really cool car.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this family's been having some hard luck lately. So
and they're the salt of the earth people. So yeah, go over there, check it out. Help them
whatever
out
kind
any
of
way
support
you
you
can.
can. Yeah.
Yeah, any way you can, share the video.
Yeah, spread the word. Spread the word. You know, I mean, there's so much unique stuff that was stolen. You know, it's right. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
So what is it again? Okay.
It's a 62 Studebaker.
Okay. Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah,
that's the two-door, like the Avanti kind of.
No, two-door. It's more of a squared off. I don't know which model it is. Double headlights. More of a square.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
But
that's not an easy car to move. I wouldn't have thought, like just try and on sell.
No, and it's a custom made engine with a custom built supercharger set up on it, and he's 180-degree headers. Because the guy's an engineer, he's just like a genius of this stuff. So all the stuff on his car is all one-off parts. You're not gonna just part this thing out.
Right.
Probably just an opportunist and go, let's take this.
Well, yeah, they just did. They nobody would steal anything that's that identifiable.
Yeah.
They just in a truck and a trailer. Oh, race car took it and
see what's in it when we
stop. Yeah.
Well, hopefully they've dumped it somewhere horrible. Hopefully that'll turn up.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Barracuda said Annabelle Langvine, and it's not going to mean anything to anybody except me and Barracuda, but yes, I remember Annabelle Langvine, yes. But I don't remember the truck, the Jeep.
All right. So what do you want to tell people about?
What am I going just keep watching. Like, views are going well. The videos seem to be doing well.
You're doing really good.
So yeah, I'm going to be hitting 20,000 subscribers shortly. I think we're at like 19,700 or something like that. So that'll be quite a little landmark to hit for me anyway. Next stop will be that 100,000 plaque, but that'll be a little while, I think.
You'll get it. You'll be surprised. It'll start to catch up. It'll start to snowball.
So yeah, there's definitely more videos coming up. This Barracuda, which probably gonna, Tony's gonna do a video, and probably I'll do a video.
We should
similar but different.
You do a video for my channel, and I'll do a video for your channel.
No, there you go.
Do like role reversal.
They click on your channel. Hey.
Does that mean I have to start smoking?
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I want to be
video on the blue thing. Okay, a few people have asked me for a video on that blue thing.
You should do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. You should do an overview, a road test sort of thing.
Yeah, and I've been asked to do a video on a little blue Falcon convertible.
You've got performance numbers now to go with it.
Yeah,
because you actually take it to the track, so you actually have time slips, and you can report on how it ran. That's actually a good video.
Mm-hmm.
You had issues the first time. And you discovered the thing with the traction control or whatever it was that you did. So, that's good video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's coming up.
Look forward. Big Richard's engine to get put back together next week. We'll dive into getting all the wheels, tires off, brakes working, and stuff like that.
Right.
Probably in a week or so, we'll have you over and we'll pop the windshield in and.
Yeah, well, we should do a video on the windscreen install because that's
that's its own video, and I got some other stuff coming up on some more computer stuff, which should be cool if I can get it to work. It's 90% there. It'll be good, just a good tech video, something a little bit off subject. and you know, put my channel on autoplay and go to bed and just let
Let the numbers count.
let the ads roll, baby.
So there you go, simple. Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab, Kiwi's channel, and obviously you know this one because here you are. So guys, thank you all so much. Everybody contributed super chat. Thank you, awesome. Keeps the bills paid. Always appreciated. Never expected, but always appreciated. Everybody contributed, just your presence and your conversation. You were equally appreciated. Eternally grateful for you guys allowing us to do this type of stuff. So thank you. And
It is a lot of fun.
yeah, and our mods. Did I ever thank our mods?
Always the mods. Thank you.
We always have to. I'll thank them twice.
Two
They're
bars,
before
zero.
and after. Yes,
Mexican speak. Ari,
yes, all of them.
yep, and they're all good guys.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
And that's it. I'm gonna pull the plug.
Pull the plug.
Let's make this over. All right.
See you guys.
You shouldn't gang sign that?
No, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, okay.